Hey friends, so this is a little bit of a departure from our normal videos so far, from like the sensory items. I guess some of these are kind of sensory as well, but these are more for creative kind of work for kids. This is our collection of various different crayon styles, and they're more for younger kids, but then like these Stockmar ones, probably more for, you'd want a little bit older kids for these, because of the expense on those. So we'll go ahead and start with those actually. So I'll push the rest of these to the side here. So these are very big in the Waldorf community, and part of the reason with that is that they are square, and they have a reason behind why this is best to use square crayons initially for kids, to get the proper grip for being able to do things. And it is kind of nice though. These are pretty rough because our kids have been pretty hard on them, but it is really nice when drawing different pictures, and doing, filling in different areas, because you do have like the flat sides. So I know back when we were kids, you just have the standard crayons, so the stick crayons, and if you wanted to do a big area, you would have to like rip the paper off, and then you could use the whole side of it. But these are nice because there is no paper on it. You can use the edges, you can use the full side, you can use a corner to get more detailed. So these are very nice in that respect. The thing that isn't super great about them is they are about $31, $31.50 for what I'm seeing on Amazon, which is where we got them. So they are pretty expensive for a set of just 16 crayons. They are made with beeswax. They're not 100% beeswax, but they are made with pure beeswax. I don't know exactly what the ratio is of that or not. They're made in Germany as well, but it does suggest to not allow kids younger than 3 to use these, which we've done, and it's not a problem, but obviously use supervision with that. It is a nice container. It's a metal container to store these in. They all fit in there perfectly with extra space. You do have issues like with this one, this black one, it's broken off. So, I mean, that's kind of a bummer. So it's kind of a give and a take. You got to imagine, if your kids are pretty rough on crayons, you might not want to get something like this. If your kid is very artistic and really likes drawing and is a little bit more gentler on things, this might be a nice deal to use as well. So, or if you're really into the Waldorf kind of style of things, then this would be a nice addition to whatever else you're using. So that is the Stockmar rectangular crayons. Next we have, these are finger crayons. These are really cool, and our 2-year-olds actually really like these, even though it does say 3 and up. Again, supervision is key on these, but these are pretty amazing. I'm not going to take them all out, but these are perfect for little fingers to fit inside, and then they can use their whole finger for drawing and coloring. There is a nice thing about this. It's also a safety thing. There is a hole all the way through, so if they do accidentally swallow it, it's not going to cut off their airway. But these are really cool for doing any drawing. Our 2-year-olds really love putting them on all their different fingers and then going and drawing on their paper, and it's like they have little cat claws and everything. So very cool. Again, similar to the Stockmar crayons, you have different edges you can use. So you can use, the whole rounded side. You can use the tip of the crayon itself. It's a little bit more versatile than your standard crayon, just stick crayon. You can hold it in your hand. You can hold it more like a pencil. And then you can also have it again on your finger. So that's kind of cool. These are priced a lot more reasonably. Again, Amazon is where we got these, and they are only $11, a little bit more than $11. But I mean, this really inexpensive for what they are. And this is a pack of, I believe this is 12 pack. So very nice set, great variety of colors. I didn't notice that there is 3, basically purple, but it is a good variety, very standard set. And I believe they have some additional colors of other different brands. This one is Creatology, just finger crayons, Crayola. The next set we have here, these we've had for a long time as well. These are pretty rough shape as well. We got these with when our youngest was, or our oldest, sorry, was about two or three. So they've seen a lot of use, but these are great. These are washable palm grasp crayons. They're these big egg shapes, so even in an adult hand, they're pretty big. So for a kid, I mean, they're using their whole hand for this. So this is good for you're down to what, like 2 years old or even younger, to be able to just grab this and, you know, just go to town on their paper. So definitely not for like really detailed work, but they are very substantial. I think they're pretty solid as far as, you know, our kids have chucked these, you know, across the floor. And then, I mean, they're just a little bit chipped up, and, you know, that's about it. This set is smaller than the one that we got this so long ago. I don't even know where we got this. But a set of 18 of these on Amazon is $26, which isn't too bad for 18 crayons. And, you know, again, these are very substantial. These are going to last a long time. I mean, we've used this through, you know, 3 kids now. So they have a lot of wear and tear on them, but there's a lot of material left to use as far as crayons. I think this purple one is probably in the worst shape. It got attacked by some scissors at one point. But yeah, so these are great addition to have if you have young kids. I wouldn't worry too much about supervision on these unless you don't want to make sure that kids aren't drawing on the walls. So those are the palm grip crayons. And last are, oops, you get back over there. Last are the Honeysticks. These are handmade in New Zealand. And these ones, unlike the Stockmar, these ones are 100% beeswax crayons. This is a set of 12. Again, Amazon special with this, and these are almost $23. So again, one of the more expensive ones. I'll leave it up to you guys what you think, which ones are more premium, the Stockmar or these. These ones are very nice though. It's funny, it has a thing that says to smell them on it because they smell like a honeycomb because of the amount of beeswax that they use in them. They're pretty short. I'll pull them out here. They're pretty short, and these ones, again, have been very abused by our little ones, but they're very stubby. They're the typical crayon shape, so, you know, more like a pencil kind of thing. But they don't have a wrapper around them, so it allows you to use, you know, all different parts of the crayon without having to do too much to it. But they work really well, and the texture, unlike any of the other ones, with the exception of the Stockmar, is a little bit more similar to this. But the texture and the feel to these crayons on the paper is so much different than a standard crayon. When you use a standard crayon and you're, you know, scribbling down or you're filling in a big area, a lot of times you'll see like the wax residue, kind of like almost like shavings on the page. With these, you don't get that at all. So this is a very simple, you know, thing that our son did quite a while back. So it's not super detailed as far as like drawing, but the feeling of the paper is so much different. It's almost more like a paint on the page than it really is like a crayon. You don't get that like super waxy, like rub off on your hands feeling. It's very much more a part of the page than anything else. I mean, this is a lot better paper than like a standard paper also. But as far as the crayon sticking and adhering to the page and really lasting, it's a lot better with these Honeystick crayons than it is with any of the other ones. So personally for me, I like these a lot better than the other ones from that standpoint of how nice the texture is and how nice the result is on the page. But then again, you're also paying a lot higher price for these. So, you know, if that's a concern again with kids being too harsh on their art supplies, then you might want to consider using something a little bit cheaper, like maybe the finger crayons or even the really big chunky palm grasp ones. But for your little bit older kids, this is a nice item. I mean, obviously for younger kids, you'd want to use, you know, supervision for them when using these. Unlike the finger ones, there's, you know, if they chew on this, they could choke on it, and there's no, you know, cut through the center for helping them breathe if they're choking. Yeah, these are definitely a very amazing little crayon. For, you know, such a small package that of them. But yeah, let us know what your guys' thoughts are. Which ones you like the best? Did you like the Honeysticks? Did you like the palm grasp? The finger crayons or the Stockmar? Which ones are your favorite? Let us know in the comments below, and stay tuned for more videos about more sensory stuff, and maybe we'll throw in some more different art things in the future. We've got some more plans for magnet boards and sensory bins and all sorts of good stuff. So stay tuned and look out for our newest videos.